What's good, everybody? It's Big Game James, and I got the man himself, Mike Fisher, on the show today. Right quick, his Dallas Cowboys, they're still finishing up their draft, but we thought we'd talk real quick, give a little chat or talk about some Cowboys football, some ins and outs from the great, my God, 30 years in it, right?
34
Award
years
winning,
with the Cowboys, and I'm all in.
34,
And
all
I'm all
in.
in.
Oh,
And always,
hey, we all in. You feel me? We all in over here. But I really appreciate you, Mike, being able to take your time, jumping on here. Talk a little Cowboys football. A lot of things are going on. Obviously, the draft. Let me get your thoughts right quick on the draft. I mean, obviously, you be reporting it every single day. But what do you kind of think about the first round pick and Tyler Guyton?
well,
Is that Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. What I decided to do a long time ago is not pretend that I'm a scouting guy or a coach, because I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously,
Yeah.
and I have some fun with everybody on Twitter who is, but obviously there's a lot of guys who are in the community, the Cowboys community, like yourself, who have that kind of skill. That's not my skill. So
Right.
what I try to find out is what are they trying to do? What's the
Mm-hmm.
plan, and did they execute it? So as it relates to the first round, that's an A plus.
Right.
And I'm getting killed by some people that don't understand what I'm saying. I don't know if
Right.
the player is an A plus. The
Mm-hmm.
execution of the plan was they took one pick and fixed their offensive line, assuming these two kids can play,
Right.
the tackle and the center, and
Mm-hmm.
all indications are that they can. So that part's an A plus. Now, as we speak here, they still haven't figured out how to draft a running back,
Right.
and I'm not questioning Will McClay that they know what they're doing, I guess, but they have passed and passed and passed some more, and then declined to trade up for running backs, starting with the Tennessee kid, Jalen Wright. He would start here,
Mm-hmm.
it seems to me, and be a 3-down guy. And so now here we are getting down to the very end of this draft. They still haven't pulled the trigger, and in the end, Ezekiel Elliott might be the starting running back for the Dallas Cowboys again.
And that's and let me ask you this. See, did they go in there because we heard about the possible reunion and then the draft comes? Did they get comfortable and say, well, we got Zeke now, we still got Dadell, we got a Deuce Vaughn from last year, and we picked up a Royce Freeman, so we don't really have to really address it. Let's just really build up this offensive line and protect them. Is that the thought pattern?
It's a great question, and I'm told it's not, but I'm interested. I'm got to run across the street here in a minute, and here when the deal's done today, the Cowboys, Jerry, it'll be talking Jerry, Stephen, Jerry, McCoy, Jerry, Stephen, Jerry, and Jerry will be talking about it, and I'm interested to see what picture they paint, because I was told that the possibility of Zeke will have nothing to do with drafting a real starting running back, and I say that with all great respect to him. Jerry talked the other night. We love Zeke. Zeke loves us. He gave us everything. We gave him everything. All those things are true. But if you thought Ezekiel Elliott was a true quality starting running back, he wouldn't have been in New England last year.
Right.
Bringing this again, this is nothing against Zeke.
Yeah.
For you young kids at home, for you kids at home who break up, who get a divorce from your spouse, don't remarry her.
Exactly.
There's a reason you got a divorce.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, we don't got that much time, but we got to talk about this right quick. And I don't really want to beat it up, but I need to. You don't have to give me the deepness of it, but with this Dak thing, and they talked to him when he was at the his cancer thing with Troy Aikman. I didn't know the whole ins and outs of it, but what's really the thought pattern with this Dak thing? Trey Lance is right there. Is this a situation where Trey Lance is they're going to really put a lot of energy into him in OTAs, mini camp, training camp, and let him play all preseason so we find out, do we sign Dak this year? But because we want to see Trey Lance, let's hold off. I mean, I'm not asking for straight answers because I know how the game goes, but just give me some thoughts of it.
I'll give you my 3 straightest answers. First of all, to the setup at the children's cancer thing. That was Roger Staubach for years, was the chairman of that. And then Aikman did it with him. And then Aikman asked Dak. Aikman and Staubach said, Dak, will you come take Roger's place? So the passing of the baton of these quarterbacks is awesome. And that tells you what they think of Dak.
Mm-hmm.
as a person, and I think a player too. And obviously, I don't think there's anybody. There's some goofy Cowboy fans that disrespect
Right.
Dak Prescott as a person. You're
Right.
wrong. That's
Right.
wrong. Uh,
Right.
the second chapter of this is the Trey Lance thing. Here's the problem with the commitment to Trey Lance, and if you're committed to him, why aren't you going to give him a contract? Because they're not. This quarterback room, as quality as it might be, all three of them are going to be out of contract after this year. Cooper Rush, final year. Trey Lance, final year. Dak Prescott, of course, as everybody knows, final year as it stands now. May 2nd is the deadline to pick up the 5th-year option on Trey Lance, and I'm told they're not going to do that. We reported that on CowboysCountry.com a long time ago. That's $22 million for next year. So if you believe in Trey Lance, why don't you do it? Because $22 million for a starting quarterback would actually be cheap. Well, that means they don't believe in him that much yet. And then as it relates, here's the third leg on this chair. They were absolutely planning on Dak Prescott being here forever. And that bloated salary cap hit of this year from 60 now down to 55. They were planning to never have to have a $55 million salary cap hit because they were going to massage it. Somebody changed their mind. Somebody in that building now has decided, let's straddle the fence. And so therefore on Dak Prescott, like him, this, that, he's a top then, we could do that. They are not all in on Dak Prescott. They are straddling the fence. And sometimes, as you know, you got 1 foot over here above the fence. You got 1 foot over here above the fence. Can we swear on this show? Can we say dirty words in this show?
Yes, talk how you want. I need the trophy.
You straddle the fence and it gets a little slippery and you bust your testicles.
You're going to get uffed.
The way this locker room would roll, if Dak Prescott is a lame duck and the head coach is a lame duck, and they're looking over there saying, I wonder if they like Trey Lance eventually better than him. And the way that would affect the players who are all going to be looking over their shoulder for Bill Parcells to come around. Bill Belichick to come around the corner. I don't think this team lacks talent to be good necessarily, although they're they're not where they were 3 months ago.
Right.
But the psyche to say the organization doesn't truly believe in us, but let's go win anyway. That may be the biggest challenge of the 2024 Dallas Cowboys.
And that's why I feel like it's going to be the lame duck season. And that's why I feel, in my opinion, it's going to be regression, regardless of the talent. Nobody questions the talent and nobody denies the talent, but we've seen guys have left and you haven't replenished. And I want to get that one last question out before you head out of here. You lost 12 guys you didn't really bring back. Are we thinking that you're waiting for this big wave of guys to get cut to protect this team? It just feels like you're throwing the season away and putting it on your quarterback and then saying that's your easy out. It just feels that way.
Yeah, I hate when teams forfeit seasons in April. That's ridiculous. So I'm not going to go so far as to say that's what they're doing. But we now know that when Jerry said all in, what he really meant was we're all in with the guys that we have now for this year. And we talked about it on our show on the Fish Report and at CowboysCountry.com. This was about 6 weeks ago. It occurred to us. You start looking at guys' contracts, Zach's, Tank's, and Dak's, and the writing's on the wall. They're not forfeiting this year. They're not tanking this year. Right. They're done with this group after this year. This is a all in for now, blow it up after this year. And if you want to call it a rebuild, a remodel, or a reload, you can. But this team will look a lot different next year, no matter what happens. Blow it up post 2024, rebuild, remodel, reload 2025. That's what they're doing, even though they don't quite say it. I know it is.
I mean, I can feel it as well. I mean, I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my spirit. And I love you being able to come on here with me. I'm honored that you've been able to talk, give me some good knowledge, give us some good knowledge, obviously. And, obviously go over there, do your thing that you're going to do. And we will talk again. We talked off the air that we're going to do it again. So please, let's definitely do it again. After draft, come when we're getting near training camp, will be an honor. And I really appreciate all the things that you've done in the community, and keep it up.
Well, I appreciate you and the invitation for us to hang out the way we do. And we've done some of this behind the scenes, of course, as well. I get a little feisty on that Fish Report. I can't help myself.
I know you do.
And we say sometimes it's a bar room and sometimes it's a classroom, but there's no enemies here. We're
Right.
all in the same community, whether we're Cowboy lovers or Cowboy observers or whatever we are. And I'm really proud to be included in your community. I appreciate that from you.
No, I definitely appreciate you and keep up that good work. And we'll be definitely talking to you soon, man.
All right, brother. Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.